One of my best friends in the whole wide world, Matt, got married a little over a month ago, and it was a beautiful ceremony, magical, like something out of a fairy tale. And yesterday, this same Matthew from the riveting story I was just telling about the wedding sent me an interesting video that is truly horrific. The cringe is unbearable, but it's actually a video I saw a long time ago and completely forgot about, as if I was neuralized to remove all the memories of it because it was so painfully cringe.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I've known Tracy for, oh god, I think so. So I started the MoistCr1tikal 30, yeah. So I don't quite know Anthony that well, but Tracy talked about you like nonstop. Seriously.
It already gets off to a thrilling start here with her doing an internal abacus in her head to calculate how long she's known the bride. And it ends with her saying basically nothing except, I don't really know him that well. That's sure to energize the crowd. I have no doubt everyone's on the edge of their seat right now. She's got us in a fucking titty twister here of excitement with this one that she's building up to. So it's pretty clear she's been drinking. She obviously didn't prepare any kind of speech, even though I'm pretty sure at most weddings you're told ahead of time if you're going to be someone giving a speech, or maybe at this one they like open the floor up to anyone that wants to give a speech, I'm not sure. But the way that it worked at Matt's wedding is it was pre-established who was giving speeches. I wasn't one of them. I really think having me give a speech at an emotional event would really ruin the mood. Not because I'd say anything foul, like I wouldn't go on some kind of spiel about marriage being a scam and ruin the atmosphere, but I just feel like the way that I speak doesn't lend itself super well to like an emotional scene where people are like crying over how sweet everything is. I'd get up there with the mic and just be like, yeah, so I've known Matt since middle school, and him and Monique make a really good couple. They're a really strong team, like Connor and Abby from Cubics Robots for Everyone. Highly underrated show. But anyway, this has been a fantastic hootenanny. Really wonderful. Yeah.
And she'd be like, I mean, you do that. I'm like, I don't care. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. You guys are so cute together. I swear to God, you guys, I hope the longest. Seriously, like, till death do us part, Anthony. Seriously, you better take care of my girl. Because if you don't, I know where you live.
The side-splitting comedy routine here from her Netflix special is slaying. She's absolutely cooking up there, and the crowd is loving it.
Just kidding. But yeah, you guys are so cute. Like, you're part of the family. I swear to God, like, I'm not gonna be racist, you guys. I'm just saying, okay?
Oh, thank heavens. I was worried she was going to get racist for a moment. Luckily, she clarified to everyone in the room that she is not going to get racist. We can wipe the sweat from our forehead now. Shannon has made it very clear she's not going to be racist. So, that's good.
I'm gonna be racist, okay? No, just kidding, just kidding, just kidding.
Luckily, she wasn't racist, so huge applause for her. She's doing a great job. Her speech is like one run-on sentence that just refuses to end. It's just like this thought in her head that she can't quite articulate, and it leads to nothing. It's like if you're playing the maze game on a back of a cereal box, but you just keep hitting every single wall and never make it to the end. There is no point to anything she's saying.
Of course, you guys are gonna get the like animation cuts. No, seriously, you guys are outstepping the stereotype, and I love it. Adore. But you guys, I swear, I love Black people because you guys are the best. Like, my own daughter's great aunt is like the best woman. And so it's just like, I swear to God. And you guys are amazing. I love you. I love you guys. Bless you.
Good luck to anyone at the wedding trying to follow up that banger of a speech. She crushed it. She was spamming the words "just kidding" during that speech like she was playing League of Legends with a missing enemy ping. She, maybe needed to rehearse a little bit. Like, maybe just write a couple things down. Like, maybe just bullet points on her phone, even. Pretty much anything besides what she did there. I do think it is an excruciatingly painful thing to sit through. When I watch this again, like when Matt sent it to me, I, for the first time in a long time, actually put my head in my hands like this, listening to it, because I couldn't look. It's one of those things that it's hard to keep your eyes on it. It's such a disaster of a speech. And it's not like she was saying anything at all. It was actually a bunch of fucking mumbo jumbo. It would have been less agonizing if she went up there and just started doing armpit fart noises into the mic. Like anything besides this, really. So if any of you have a wedding coming up and you're nervous about your speech, don't worry, it can't be that bad. It can't be that bad, I don't think. But now I want to briefly talk about Matt's wedding, because now I have an excuse to. I don't think I ever talked about it in a video. I talked about it on stream a couple of times when people asked, but as I mentioned, it was like a great event and everything. But I had ordered my outfit like 5 or 6 months ago, and if you've been to the streams, you'll know that I've been recently working on putting on a lot more muscle. So I've gained like 10, 15 pounds over the last couple of months, like maybe like 2 or 3 months. And so when all my clothes got here, I didn't even bother to try them on. I just assumed they would still fit. Big mistake. Fast forward to wedding day and I'm putting these clothes on for the first time. They do not fit at all. I put on the dress shirt that goes under the blazer, and that thing was like an actual fucking straitjacket on me. Like, I couldn't actually do the top 2 buttons, so what I ended up having to do, because if I tried to, it would actually suffocate me and I'd probably die. I would go up to the altar where Matt and Monique were getting married, and I would actually pass out with the other groomsmen having to, like, catch me and fan me. I probably wouldn't have made it out alive. So I had to I couldn't do those buttons, so I had to keep them open, and I had to hide it with my tie because I looked like such a fucking stupid idiot. And then I tried to put the blazer on, or the jacket, whatever. It shows how much I dress up. I don't even know what it's called. I think it's a blazer, but like the actual, like the man stuff, like the coat, whatever it is. So I put that on, and that shit restricts my movement and had my upper body moving at like 2 FPS. So like when I was walking up to like the other groomsmen, it looked like something out of PlayStation 1 with the way I was moving around with my upper body. And the pants were an absolute catastrophe. Me trying to wiggle my butt cheeks into those pants was unholy, and I don't think I've ever done something so physically taxing. Like, me getting dressed was, like, I was sweating like I was competing in a combat sport. When I do finally slide into those bad boys, I realize a huge problem. I can't button them. I was able to zip them up, which was no easy task either. That zipper was fighting for its life. But I couldn't button them. If I had gotten that button to like actually lock, I would have blown up like a character in The Boys with like my intestines flying out of my mouth and gore all over the place. I wouldn't have made it. So what I ended up doing is I took the button flap, because the dress pants have like that little flap that hides the actual button itself. I took that and I just cinched it across, so that way it kind of looked like it was buttoned, so no one could really tell. At least no one pointed it out, but maybe they're just being nice, because the pants were still kind of like wide open at the top like that. You could see that it wasn't buttoned, I imagine, if you actually looked close enough. But it was my only option. Anyway, the wedding was wonderful. Luckily, I didn't have like a ripped pants SpongeBob moment to be the biggest loser on the beach. We survived it. And I wanted to at least mention it here. I finally had an excuse to talk about Matt's wedding a little bit, because I was fighting a battle out there. I went to war. Jesus Christ. But anyway, yeah, terrible wedding speech. Worst I've ever heard. That's it. So yeah. Pardon my grease, it was rainy today, and I went bowling. Got a custom bowling ball so I can finally transcend the deity of the lane that I was meant to be. But doesn't matter. We're not here to talk about my bowling prowess and my pursuit of the perfect game. We're here to talk about a disastrous wedding. Throughout the years, I've covered many awful weddings, and there's just something very sad about a special day super stinker that I can't help but just be fascinated by and talk about. This isn't the main video I want to talk about here, but I want to lead with this because I don't know if it's a hot take, but I can't fucking stand the wedding cake smashing trend that some people subscribe to. Wedding cakes are so expensive, and you just throw it in the face of the bride or the groom, and it immediately changes the whole tone of the wedding into something aggressive, and sometimes just ends as like a WWE match or an argument or a fight. Like, I don't get why people do this. I've been to many weddings, and I've never seen anyone do that. I only see it in TikTok and YouTube videos from weddings. So this one I think really encapsulates it the best as to everything wrong with it. I can't find the original clip. I can only find it through Ray Like Sunshine channel. But there's a lot to unpack in just that short clip. So first of all, the wedding cake looks heavy as shit. When he throws it on the bride, she like visibly like falls with it. That's like a 20-pound cake. It's like getting hit with a dumbbell. And then even once she like recovers from the initial stun and staggering from it, he goes back into the DPS phase and hits her again with the wedding cake. And you can see how upset she is. Also, the groom's out here looking like a frat douchebag on spring break, and he's got a gun on his hip with him. I don't know why he'd bring his gun to the wedding. Maybe he expected to get pulled up on by his ops, so he needed to stay strapped and ready with that big iron on his hip. But he looks like James Bond on vacation. What's supposed to be one of the biggest days in a person's life is now just been reduced to this guy acting like it's a tailgate party. Unbuttoned shirt, beer belly hanging out, chaos. But anyway, let's get into the video, the main video I wanted to talk about.
And just shared with you the most beautiful moments of my life.
I'd hate to have to follow that. Anywho, Cody.
I promise to smack that ass every chance I get. That's all I got.
He's giggling like he's trying to do an impression of the Joker following that statement. So, I cut out the beginning, obviously, but it was a really heartfelt message from the bride. Her vows were really sweet, and the production was really good, too. It made it seem like it was the conclusion to a long-running romance slice-of-life anime or something. Like, it was wholesome stuff. And then immediately, Cody follows it up by just saying, "I promise to smack that ass every chance I get." There's no shortage of people treating their wedding day like it's a stand-up comedy special on Netflix, and it usually leads to a bunch of cringe, but this is cringe with a little poop on top. This is just disrespectful to your wife and also the families of not only her, but everyone in attendance. Your side, their side. It's just uncomfortable. What the fuck is the point of that? Like, it's not as bad as the other wedding vows I covered last year where the guy said, "As long as you keep my balls empty and I can, fuck you hard enough to make the bed shake every night and turn you into a toaster strudel, like come on her tummy," like, he's happy. That was definitely worse. But for some reason, when I'm watching Cody's wedding video here, it makes me feel even yuckier. This is just the beginning. So, of course, he starts to follow up that heartfelt sentiment from his wife. He's like, "You know what? I only care about those cheeks and making them jiggle. Can't wait to clap them." That's all I got.
This is either going to be the most beautiful couple ever, or we're all going out in the same bolt of lightning. Either way, Cody, please proceed.
She's the brains of the operation, so.
Okay.
Well, where's the other one?
Apparently you don't put that on here.
Cody,
It's on the wrong hand.
yeah. So that's the right. Yeah. So let's try that again.
Back here.
And maybe say something.
You can see deep shame wash over the face of the guy who's supposed to announce them man and wife. He knows that this is some dysfunctional shit right here. He can't help but let Cody know that he's a fool, a fucking oaf. So he's trying to, mentor him on how this should go. Like, "Hey, brother, maybe say a little bit more than smacking her ass. Also, maybe you should put the ring on the proper hand." Dude doesn't know right from left, clearly, so he has to, go mirror it to figure it out.
Love you. Promise to frustrate you all the time.
Promise to frustrate you all the time. Good.
It's on.
Promise I'm not going to listen to you. I mean, I will listen. I got that backwards, didn't I?
Is that it? Come on, Cody. Are you sure?
I didn't write nothing down.
That's what you're going out with?
That's what I'm going with.
Cool.
And they say chivalry is dead. How laughable. They've clearly never met Cody. A very profound moment here that we get to share in, and I can't help but feel happy for these two. Cody seems like a real peach. I do love how visibly annoyed everyone around Cody is with his antics here. He's getting all the chances imaginable to try and salvage this, say something nice. He's like, is this how you're going to send it off? Is this really what you're going to say to your wife here? And he's like, "Yep, that's it." It's like, whatever. And then I'm pretty sure there was someone else that just said, "Come on." I feel like I heard someone faintly go, "Come on." Which I get because this is an eye-rolling moment here.
Touching. Exchange. I guess there's only one thing left to do, and that's for me to do my part. So, by the power vested in me by the state of Kentucky, the United Life Church, and the Church of Bacon,
Church of Bacon? More like Church of Making That Ass Clap. Am I right, Cody?
Now pronounce you man and wife. You may seal it with a kiss.
Ooh, lovely.
Cody, can you please stop moaning? This isn't a porno, it's a wedding ceremony. Jesus Christ. I still think the worst wedding ever held is the one I covered like 5 years ago. The crazy bitch wedding, where the bride walked out to the Buck Cherry song Crazy Bitch, but not the official recording, a karaoke version sung by one of her friends who I'm pretty sure was gargling glass in her throat before performing. And it is not even a walkout, it's not even like a wedding march. She goes out there and puts on like a wedding strip-tease in front of everyone, kind of. It's like she was trying to give the entire ceremony a lap dance and turned it into the trashiest thing imaginable in front of a bunch of kids and like completely like normal family members who were just appalled at what they're witnessing. And then when she makes it to the stand, it turns out she's marrying like Diet Kid Rock and the Dirty Boys biker gang. That I still think is the worst ceremony this world has ever seen. But that doesn't make this one any less awful. And it gets even weirder after this moment.
I'm Cody's ex from high school. Yes, you may think that's weird, but it's probably more helpful than weird.
All right.
Because I can totally relate to whatever crazy stuff he puts KK through.
Why would you do that, though? Why would you bring your ex here to speak about you being a quirky, zany oddball? Why bring your ex in this wedding? That feels foul. Like, hey, I know we're getting married, but I'm bringing my ex-girlfriend from high school here. She's gonna give a banger speech, trust me. No, it's not. What? Why do you think that's weird? There's nothing wrong with being friends with your exes, but why do this for your wedding day? You're marrying this girl that you love, and for some reason you're calling in a previous girl you loved to speak about you. Why? I don't know. That doesn't feel right. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because I'm always interested in these wedding disasters. So that's really about it. So yeah. I saw a video today that made me emotional. It's a couple giving their wedding vows, and it's not often I'll see a video like this and just be moved to tears, but this one was really pulling on the heartstrings, and well, I just thought it was an important video to showcase here to prove that true love does still exist. I know there's some of you out there that have stopped believing in love, but this one might reignite your faith. This is two hearts coming together like magnets and forming an unbreakable covalent bond. A James Bond.
Then as time went on and I was falling deeper in love with you, I was and always will be one of the easiest people to please. Only two things are required to keep me happy: keep my belly full and my balls empty. Though you're amazing at half of it, we really need to get you some cooking lessons.
And they say chivalry is dead and romance is kaput. So, the wedding vows start pretty aggressive here, talking about some ball draining, and it only gets more graphic and 50 Shades of Grey-esque. So these are the wedding vows between this newlywed couple, and his vows are basically just an erotica fanfic about his partner. And this is delivered in front of not only his family, her family, but in front of God too, who's probably weeping and feeling very embarrassed that this was allowed to transpire on his earth. It's pretty yucky, but they seem to be having a good time. I don't know how their families feel about having to listen to this guy talk about his daughter is basically just a fucking fleshlight for himself. Off-ripped going into like, hey, your new job as my wife, your duties to me are to get better at cooking and drain my balls like Steph Curry drains threes.
Even when my belly isn't full, there is no one I could ever love more in this lifetime, unless I actually get a chance to meet Margot Robbie.
The way he's presenting his vows is also a little uncomfortable. Not only the subject matter about it being almost entirely sexual based, but also it's because he's reading it from his cards here, like his book report almost. It's like he just got called on in front of the class to read from a textbook, and he's a little nervous about it. So it's all kind of like very robotic, which makes it even more weird. But yeah, he's treating it like a stand-up comedy routine, and it's just, it's very uncomfortable because it's all about fucking. Now, before showing you the rest of these beautiful vows, I'd like to show you something else that's beautiful, and that's today's sponsor, Honkai Star Rail. Big thanks to Honkai Star Rail for sponsoring today's video. Honkai Star Rail is the newest free-to-play game from the creators of Genshin Impact, Hoyoverse. So you already know the art style and the characterization is going to be immaculate, absolutely spectacular and breathtaking. It's a free-to-play RPG experience with a focus on strategic combat. So there's a lot of different ways of approaching the combat, a lot of different strategies you can employ to suit your own personal playstyle. So you can shift enemies around, environments and characters and upgrade them to suit the way that you want to approach the combat. And since you can freely explore the universe, you can also find different things that'll better suit your playstyle. And all of the combat just looks amazing because they knocked it out of the park with the art direction, so it's all just beautiful visual effects from orbital cannons to ice walls. It's also cross-platform, it supports cross-platform play, so you can install it on mobile and PC and have the game data shared between them. So if you're interested in trying Honkai Star Rail, you can click the link in the description below to get started on your adventure. Big thanks again to Honkai Star Rail for sponsoring the video.
Well, today I'm taking a step further and giving you my last name, the last name of champions. No one deserves it more. With you and the girls by my side, I feel like I can conquer anything. Y'all make life worth living, giving every breath of every day a purpose. Life gets even better when the kids fall asleep and you tell me to come to the bedroom. Nothing's better than the sound of gagging and headboard slamming.
Michael.
He went a good 20 seconds of actually delivering heartfelt, meaningful statements in his vows, like very sweet sentiments, and then immediately into gagging and headboard slamming. Hell yeah, brother. And then that was his mom up there that said Michael, as if she was about to go over there and discipline him, like pull on his ear or wash his mouth out with soap. Now, watching this is actually very interesting because it's so sweet. And I've always seen a lot of these wedding videos go kind of south where like one of the best men or whatever delivers a really cringe speech. Luckily that's not the case here. No cringe to be had on this holy day. But I imagine flopping at either your own wedding or your best friend's wedding with a turbo dog shit speech is one of the worst feelings on the planet. Now, many of you know my buddy Matt recently proposed to his longtime girlfriend, and he wanted to do something special for the proposal, which was he had all of their friends submit short videos talking about how great of a couple they are and all of that. Just a very nice gesture, and he was going to compile all of those short videos into a longer, big video that he was going to surprise her with at a movie theater that they were planning on going to for a movie. It was a very cute idea, and I was included in this mega mix, and I'll go ahead and show you the video I submitted because I think I absolutely fucking crushed it. Hey, my name is Charles White. It is December 8th, 2022. That is 2022 years since the death of Christ. God rest his soul. I've been informed by a close friend of mine named Matthew Phillips that he is proposing to his longtime girlfriend Monique. So I want to say good luck and congratulations. It doesn't get better than that. Honestly, this looks like something out of a horror film. It was late into the evening and I wanted to get the video to him on time before deadline. And well, that's what we landed on. I originally wanted this to be like a 10-minute TED Talk video that I would submit and force Monique and Matt to sit through the entire speech. It was going to be all about how marriage is actually a tool that was developed in Area 51 in order to mind control the populace. But I decided I'll show mercy and just do a quick 20-second blurb. But anyway, the reason I'm showing this is because Matt and his longtime girlfriend are getting married, and at the wedding, I don't know if I'm supposed to give a speech or not, but if I am, I can only pray that I'm able to give something as inspired as the speech you're seeing from this guy right here.
Everyone keeps telling me that marriage is going to ruin a lot of things, but I feel that's only if you let it. You will forever have my heart, and that's a promise till death do we part. P.S. Since you're so good at making decisions like marrying me, you can choose whether tonight's going to end with being a toaster, strudel, or a Twinkie.
If that doesn't make you blush and melt your heart, then you just don't have a soul, partner. Because, wow, that is some silver-tongued Casanova class right there. So, in case you don't understand, if you're some kind of stupid fucking swine, A toaster strudel is referring to after they fuck. He'd pull out and ejaculate onto her tummy, make it maybe in like, little glaze waves, kind of like a toaster strudel. Or a Twinkie, where he cream pies her, basically. He fucking ejaculates inside. So that's what he's saying at the end of the vows here.
Alrighty. I'm speechless. Being that I am his mom, I will deal with him later. He is grounded. By all means.
Shout out to his mom. She's taking this very uncomfortable situation like an absolute fucking champion. What a good sport here. She's like trying to dissipate all of the cringe in the atmosphere here as best as she can to diffuse it. And there's only so much you can do, really. But the two of them seem happy, and I guess that's all that matters. But I really just have to say, why do this in front of all of the family members of not only you, but her? It's literally just kind of saying in front of all of them that the main thing you care about with her as your partner is sex and not much else. There's a couple of moments, like glimmers of hope, where he does say heartfelt things, like very sweet things, but it's ephemeral. It's immediately overshadowed by going into headboard slamming, gagging, ball draining, nutsack draining, fucking cream pies and all of that. So I just feel like it probably wasn't the time or place for this routine here. Just seems a little trashy, especially because I'm pretty sure their kids are also there, as well as like obviously other kids of the families there having to listen to this really uncomfortable shit. So just kind of awkward, honestly, at the end of the day. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. See ya. There's nothing on this planet that sounds better than a trumpet. Ooh-wee! It's like a chorus of angels gently massaging your ears. Often called God's brass instrument, the trumpet has always been a staple in most orchestras. But nothing's better than just a solo trumpet. And just to give you further proof of that, let me show you one of the most talented trumpeteers this world has ever produced, as he takes on a wedding, and really amplifies it from just a wedding to a historic moment in these families' lives. That's the kind of beautiful music you hear when you enter the gates of heaven. Oh, goodness gracious. Mozart is turning over in his grave. These notes are executed to perfection, flawless. It's just this wonderful symphony. Before the wedding, the family was really concerned about the cost of hiring a full band to perform, but luckily they remembered that Uncle Jim actually played the trumpet in 3rd grade. So he came out here and really saved the day. He's a fucking hero. Him playing this trumpet sounds like when I played the recorder in elementary school. I'm actually shocked he didn't just bust out the hot cross buns and shred that shit. It's weird though, because I don't even know why he's here. He's not even playing the same music that the background music is. It's completely different. He's doing like fucking Flight of the Bumblebees while the background music is doing like Amazing Grace or Hallelujah. It's like a clash here. It's like a Guitar Hero 3 boss battle with this trumpet guy and the rest of the playing. They came for a wedding, but they got one of the most powerful concerts since Woodstock. I love that he was blowing the trumpet right in the fucking face of Bill Clinton over there, who kept walking around confused, probably because he was stunned from all of the missed notes and screeching. Shoving your whole face in an active police siren would be less painful than listening to this trumpet performance here. It's really not even trumpet playing. He's more of like a wet fart artist. It doesn't sound like he's even playing an instrument. It just sounds like he's pointing his asshole at a microphone and letting it rip. I think this could easily replace the Star-Spangled Banner at sporting events. We don't need any singing, just let the music like this speak for itself. If they had just pumped the audio from the husband and wife's sex tape over the intercom system, it would have been less uncomfortable for the families to listen to than this guy's trumpet playing. I actually just recently went to a wedding, and I have to tell you, if this guy was performing, I wouldn't have been able to focus on anything else. I would have been so lost in the symphonies that he was producing with such expertise and delicacy. I'd be hanging on each and every note, listening for the subtle vicissitudes. I would be truly enamored with the trumpeter more than the actual wedding I was there for. I think he stole the show. I think his music playing is on a level that transcends the human comprehension, which is why we're hearing it as missed notes and screeches, because we haven't evolved to be able to comprehend his level of trumpet playing, and it's the only way our minds can process the beauty. It really is one of the best performances of any instrument I've ever seen, and I just wanted to share it with all of you. That's about it. See ya. This is an old video, but this shit's a classic. This wedding is so bad that I think it should have made weddings illegal. Just straight up outlaw marriage across the country because this shit was so fucking abominable.
Break me down, you got a lovely face. Coming to your place. Now you gotta freak me out. Scream so loud, get fucking laid. You want me to stay.
The singer here's got the voice of an angel, goddamn, hitting those notes beautifully. It honestly sounds like the singer is smoking a pack of cigarettes in between each line. And as the performance goes on, it gets worse and worse and more raspy, as if she's trying to fucking lubricate her fatiguing vocal cords with nails as she gargles them. Now, if you're of the older generation, you'll recognize the song as Crazy Bitch by Buckcherry. Now, the audience here was certainly not expecting this. Look at the child's face. Pure disgust, and the father's panicking. The expression on the kid's face really says it all. It looks like he just walked in on his parents having sex, or he's smelling a really abhorrent fart. But it's worse because he's actually watching his Aunt Susie get down and dirty while a song blares about getting fucked. And the dad certainly wasn't expecting to have the birds and the bees talk about where babies come from with his boy during the wedding, but shit, that has changed now. Aunt Susie has forced that conversation.
But I gotta make my way. Hey, you're a crazy bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it when I dream. Doing you all night, scratches all down my back, give me right all night.
Confusion sets in amongst the crowd, and for good reason. I don't think anyone would expect a wedding to be like this. This is less of a wedding and more of like a strip club routine. But in this setting, there's no dollar bills flying, just tears from your relatives. I'm honestly surprised the wife is even in a white dress. I was expecting her to be walking down the aisle in a fucking leather jacket.
Crazy bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it when I dream. Doing you all night, scratches all down my back, give me right on.
Gotta respect the low get down right there, and then she points at what I'm assuming is one of her relatives. Yeah, this ass is shaking for you, Uncle Eric. It's also possible she's pointing at you, the viewer watching this, telling you that you need to go to twitch.tv/MoistCritical and follow the daily streams, you pussy. I'll link that as a pinned comment below.
Take it all, maybe we should game. Keep on there with fame. Another one I played it for. You're so fine.
Honestly, I think she pulled a muscle getting down like that, because then her enthusiasm for the art of dancing really goes out the window. She starts fucking noodle arming her arms. She doesn't really start throwing her ass in a circle again or anything like that. It becomes very stiff and robotic movements, so I think she may have overexerted herself during the chorus. Which is an absolute goddamn shame. I was excited for when she finally made it to the groom, where she looks towards the crowd and then just flashes her tits at everyone for the big finale. But she must have just run out of energy.
Don't be alone, kissing in my rocks, or just to get you face to face. Hey, you're a crazy bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on.
Yeah, it looks about what you'd expect. That looks about right. Bunch of biker bandanas up there. Even the man who's going to pronounce them man and wife is wearing a biker bandana, so he's part of the same biker gang. It looks actually very cute with them in suits like that and kind of dressed up. It makes them look a lot more sensitive. So these aren't the Hell's Angels. These look like the Hell's Vegans right now. And I respect that. I respect them getting dressed up, but still holding a piece of the biker culture.
On top of it when I dream, doing you all night, scratches all down my back, give me right all night. You're a crazy bitch, but you fuck so good, I'm on top of it when I dream, doing you all night, scratches all down my back, give me right on.
That's where the video ends, but I can imagine where it goes from there. They say I do. The wife slams 2 beer bottles together like Stone Cold Steve Austin and just chugs them both right there. Tosses a bouquet of Budweiser into the crowd. She then sails away on the Harley Davidson with her husband and they live happily ever after. I know I kind of made fun of this whole thing as well. I think everyone should. This is not how you do a wedding. It's pretty disrespectful for your family to have to sit there and listen to crazy bitch and all that. I think that's just a bit out of place and odd. But as long as they're happy, that's what's important. But stop having your fucking weddings outside. I can't stress that enough. Outside weddings suck for everyone there. That's it. See ya.